You know, I talked about this in one of my videos about upcoming biography movies, coming out to television as well as the theaters in the next year or so, or basically within the next few weeks, next month. And that is what I want to talk about because I know. Hold on for a sec. It's like I was saying, I know a lot of people are fans of these biopics that we either get theatrically or made for television. One of the more popular biopic formats or categories that was really popular was always the behind the camera series. Basically, you would have another network, whether it was NBC, ABC, or CBS, and hold on. And like I said, one of them would do if not all three of them would do a behind the scenes or behind the camera made for television biopic focused on the behind the scenes stories or situations involving another show that aired on another network. And these were very popular back in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. They were very, very popular. As a matter of fact, one of them that my mom has right now, and you can thank the YT for this, and Windows DVD Maker, and any video converter. She has the behind the camera unauthorized story of Three's Company. And very soon she'll have the behind the camera unauthorized story of Mork and Mindy when I get a chance at it. But I want to talk about one that I talked about this in a video on camera about a month ago or so when it was announced that it was being made. And that is the Lifetime original movie, The Unauthorized Story of Saved by the Bell. Now, basically, from what we understand, it is based off, or loosely, it's based off and adapted from the book that Dustin Diamond did. Now, everybody has a right to their opinion, and everybody has a right to say what they feel they saw or experienced as true. And if Dustin Diamond feels, hey, this is what I saw, this is what I experienced, so be it. He has a right and an opinion to it. Although, this is one thing that I think he should have done, that I think some people might agree that at least when NBC did their unauthorized story on Three's Company, they had worked with several people that worked on Three's Company. So, to me, I think with all due respect to Dustin, it would have been a little bit more, I think it would have been a little bit more accepted by alumni, by cast alumni, if you will, if he would have, ran the idea past, Mario Lopez, Elizabeth Berkley, and Laura, I can't think of a name. I can't think of a name right now, but Lisa Vorax or something. Vorax, and Tiffany and Mark. I think it would have been better if he would at least ran the idea that, hey, I'm going to take my unauthorized biography, if you will. I'm going to take my unauthorized biography and I'm going to sell the rights to Lifetime to do a movie. I think he should have talked with, like I said, his cast alumni first to see how they feel. Now, however, despite that, it seems a lot of people are actually looking forward to this because they want to see whether or not perhaps there is truth behind what was being talked about in the past of how they got along. and I just saw my sister to go get my mom. But like I said, basically to see how they really got along or not. So, and to see if anything of what Dustin said was true or if it's exaggerated. And to me, I look at it like this, if, like I said, Dustin has a right to say what he wants to say. And if he feels what he believes he saw and experienced is true, then that will be interpreted on the small screen. Well, not the small screen, but on the high def screen with the movie. But I think to me, like I said, I think if I was in his shoes, I would have, passed it along to my fellow alumni cast and said, hey, I'm going to do this. Is it okay? And here, look over the book if you want to and see if maybe you think that's all right to do, or do you want to add your own input? Because, that's just me. I would have done that. Now, like I said, a lot of fans are looking forward to this, apparently, because anybody that's grown up watching Saved by the Bell has had time to, watch the reruns while they were in high school or they were growing up. To me, I look at Saved by the Bell, I look at this movie as being probably one of the more controversial stories they're going to do. Now, do I think it's going to be a ratings hit because it's based around Saved by the Bell? Maybe, maybe not. But I do see it as being, I do see it as getting some high ratings, I do, but I don't see it as a hit. Do I see it getting huge viewership? Maybe, because like I said, it's Saved by the Bell, what are you going to do about that? But I honestly think, though, this is going to be one of the more controversial ones, because now, when it's all said and done, when the finished product is aired on Lifetime, that you're going to have fans coming out, well, not fans, but you're going to have other alumni cast members, either someone like a Mark Paul or Tiffany, Amber Therese, or Mr. Belding or Dan Haskell, whatever his name is. You might even have some of the people that only did it for like a few episodes of his season come out and say, hey, that's not how it was. You can even have Laura Voras, I think that's her name, coming out and saying something soon. I think all we have to do is just wait and see what happens. But to me, I would have passed it by, I would have passed the idea along to my fellow alumni cast members, whether I got along with them or not, and see what they thought, and maybe see if they want to add their own 2 cents, their own 2 cents to the idea, their own interpretation of what really went on behind the scenes. That's what I would have done. But I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna see it, and I'll probably record it if I can when it comes out. But again, it's just my opinion on what I think should have, what I think should have been done before this whole movie went into production. So, but that's all I'm gonna say on it. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think, he should have passed the idea along to his other alumni cast members, or do you think he was in the right to at least express his side of the story? Because we all have that right, but do you think he did the right thing? Let me know what you think. And do you think this might be one of the more controversial movies they've done? And do you think there will be any kind of after effect with the other alumni cast of Saved by the Bell?